Hello, and welcome to another oh, wait, you probably can't see anything, huh? Hold on a sec. There, that's better, huh? Welcome to another edition of History with Mr. Mink, and today we're going to be talking about Thomas Edison and some inventions you may or may not have known were his, from the light bulb and the phonograph to a spirit phone. Let's go! So I first learned about Thomas Edison in my 8th grade year. Our science teacher, Mr. Mack, had us do book reports, and I did mine on Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was born February 11, 1847, in Ohio. In 1854, Edison started public school. That only lasted 12 weeks. He kept getting in trouble and was deemed difficult. Luckily, any teacher that ever had me knows that I was never, ever, any trouble at school. His mother was a teacher, and most of his education from that point forward took place at home. This is critical for the rest of Edison's life, as he learned to self-educate and discover on his own. Before we get going, it's important to understand what a patent is. A patent is a license that gives ownership to an individual or a company for their work. It protects them against someone stealing their ideas or inventions for their own. So let's get to the number one invention on our list, the light bulb. Well, Thomas Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb.
What did you say?
The light bulb was invented in 1802 by a man named Humphrey Davy. In fact, there were around 20 different inventors who patented the light bulb before Edison. Edison received a patent for his version in 1879. The reason Edison gets the credit is because his was the first light bulb to become commercially successful. It was cheap enough that people could buy, and it lasted long enough to actually be useful and worth it. You could say he perfected the light bulb rather than invented it. Now, I'm no scientist, but the basic way the incandescent light bulb works is that electricity passes through a filament and heats it to the point it produces light. Sometimes they get too hot and they burn out. The biggest problem with an incandescent light is how inefficient they are. Out of all the electricity that's used to power the bulb, less than 10% actually is used to light the bulb. The rest of the energy is lost as heat, which makes sense because bulbs get hot. Incandescent light bulbs are being phased out in favor of more energy efficient lighting such as LED or fluorescent. Before I go any further, I want to make a disclaimer. Many people feel as if Thomas Edison stole many of his ideas from other inventors and claimed them for his own. That's a different video for a different time, but if you're interested in that, I encourage you to look up information. On to the second invention in our list, the motion picture camera. Well, he didn't actually invent this either. If you Google who invented it, you find Edison's name, however. Similar to the light bulb, there are many other inventors who had different versions of the motion picture camera. He did receive a patent for his version, the kinetoscope, in 1891. Only one person could watch at a time, and it was through the top of the device that viewers watched through a peephole. Making videos with film is a complex process. To explain it quickly, it basically involves the machine to take a picture, then stop, take a picture, then stop, over and over again. This has to be done around 20 to 30 times per second to get the video effect. That is incredibly impressive in 1891, especially when you realize sliced bread wasn't even invented until 40 years after this. Edison's company produced the film used, which had to be durable enough to take the beating of so many pictures without snapping. This was not the first time rolled film was used to make a picture though. This invention did lead to the commercialized movie business as we know it, as the first year people were charged 5 cents for just a few minutes of movie. That was actually a pretty hefty price at the time. Sales boomed in the first year, but fell almost 95% the second year. Part of this was due to price versus how long it actually took to watch it. That, coupled with the fact that only one person could watch at a time, spelled doom for the kinetoscope. Edison's company did adjust though. When projector technology was first created that allowed audiences to watch movies together, Edison's company pounced and made numerous silent films until 1918. The kinetoscope was a critical step in movie making. On to the third invention in our list, industrial research labs. This isn't necessarily an invention of an object, but rather an idea. Edison gets sole credit for numerous inventions, but in reality there were hundreds of people working for him in these labs at times. His most famous lab was located in Menlo Park, New Jersey. The idea of people creating and inventing together paved the way for research institutions today. On to number 4 on our list, saying hello. Hello. You can thank Thomas Edison for saying hello when you answer the phone. As crazy as this sounds, when phones first came out, no one really knew what to say when they picked up the phone. In 1877, Edison suggested hello, and it caught on. This was really sad for the inventor of the phone, Alexander Graham Bell, who really wanted to use the word ahoy.
Hello?
Ahoy!
What?
On to number 4 on our list, the electric pen. This device was created so workers could make copies of documents quicker than handwriting it. The device had a small electric motor at the top of it and would punch tiny holes in a document as a person wrote.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
This created a stencil. Workers would roll ink over the stencil, which would produce a copy on a blank sheet underneath. This sped up copying tremendously. This also eventually led to the mimeograph. Mimeograph were used to make copies often before photocopying became so commonplace. The electric pen is also considered to be the precursor to the modern tattoo gun. When you see them side by side, it totally makes sense. On to number 5 on our list, the phonograph. Do you love listening to music? I love music. I vividly remember a specific time in middle school when my friend Corey and I waited in the car while my parents got groceries, hoping to hear a song on the radio. Back then there was no YouTube where you can just hear anything instantly. Now imagine only hearing your favorite song possibly 3 to 4 times your entire life. That's what it was like before 1877, when Thomas Edison invented the phonograph, which had the ability to record sound. Before this, music was only heard live, or anything for that matter. The phonograph worked by speaking into a mouthpiece, which recorded the sound by causing a needle to make little indentions into the cylinders covered in tinfoil. You then hand cranked a handle that spun it so the indentions could be made. Alright, cards on the table. It loses me. Groove and stuff. I have no idea how it works, but I'm glad he had the foresight to know sound could be recorded, and it paved the way for new modern technology, like the cassette tape. That's the future. The phonograph was Edison's favorite invention, and the first words recorded were the beginning of Mary Had a Little Lamb. On to number 6.
The Spirit Phone. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
In 1920, Edison announced he was trying to invent a phone that would allow people to communicate with dead people. Spoiler alert, that's impossible! It was never built, and joins a long list of failed inventions by Edison. Edison was never deterred by failure though, and one of his famous quotes is, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." To cover all of Edison's inventions would simply take way longer than the time for this video. But other notable inventions of Edison's include automatic telegraph, alkaline batteries, carbon telephone transmitter, electrographic vote recorder, which was his first patent, coal mining safety lamp, wax paper, vacuum sealed fruits and veggies, and the electric power meter. With over 2,300 patents worldwide, he revolutionized life as we know it. No matter how you feel about Thomas Edison, his contributions to technology and modern industry will be felt forever. That's it for Edison. I appreciate you sticking around to the end. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. In the description below I have some links to some other videos I've done as well as my Twitter. Thanks for watching.